Hi, thank you for being here and welcome back to the channel. If you've been creating courses for some time, you may have noticed that many students don't actually finish their online course. In fact, data shows that self-paced courses usually sit at 5 to 10% completion rate. However, there's a better way. You can actually run paid challenges, which are known to have between 70 to 80% completion rate. This massive jump in engagement has everything to do with how you structure and deliver your content. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact blueprint that actually gets people to the finish line. Let's dive right in. A self-paced course makes a really generous promise. It's saying that you can do this course whenever you have the time. Now, the problem is that in real life, whenever almost always turns into never. That's because when there's no set urgency, your lessons are constantly competing with real life situations. Situations like work deadlines, family needs, dinner, and overflowing inboxes. And of course, in the process, the course quietly loses day after day. A challenge can actually change all of this. It starts on a specific day, it ends on a specific day, and everyone in a group moves through the challenge together. This is because when you give your offer a shared timetable with all participants, three things could happen instantly. One, there's a clear urgency. With challenges, you don't need high pressure sales tactic. That is because the deadline is already set. So it can be a 5-day challenge to achieve something. And it means that if a participant skips a day, they'll feel the gap, the following day. Another benefit of running a challenge, it gives a real cohort energy. So actually seeing other people do the work in real time motivates the rest of your learners or clients to act and achieve the set goal of the challenge. And another benefit of running challenges is that it gives your participants or your clients the permission to prioritize. It actually makes them realize that if they're already in the middle of a 10-day challenge, that's a commitment that they have to protect, and that's a commitment that they have to finish. That's a stronger commitment compared to a self-paced course that they can take anytime, right? A challenge is all about focus. So you see, a traditional course tries to teach an entire subject. On the other hand, a great challenge promises participants one tangible result. For example, instead of teaching how to create a course, which could take months to finish, you could actually teach about mapping, pricing, and writing your offer in just 5 days. This challenge has a clear goal and a defined finish line, which actually motivates people to join because they know that at the end of this program, right, they're going to achieve one thing, and that is writing their offer or creating their offer, setting their price, and mapping out the entire plan. To understand the core shift in the effectiveness of this approach when creating challenges, you can ask yourself this question. And the question is, can your participants show something they've created on the final day of the challenge? If they can point to a published link or present a physical item or a finished asset at the end of the program, you've created a real challenge. All right. Another thing to consider when creating challenges, and this serves as a reminder for all of us, is to resist the temptation of overpacking your challenges or overwhelming your participants with too much information. I know this can feel uncomfortable because as knowledge sharers, we want to share everything, all that we know, everything that we know in one go. But if there's something that you have to take away from this video, that is to actually stop yourself from cluttering your content with background theory, context, and user cases in one sitting. Because doing this will only overwhelm your audience, and it would actually hurt their motivation to complete the challenge with you or the program with you. You can actually save all of the deep dive material and tips and guidance for your core program or a membership group. You have to focus on helping them achieve just one goal. And another tip that I'd like to share with you is that once you know the destination and once you've mapped out the details of this challenge step by step, you can now focus on sharing actionable daily steps and processes. You can keep the daily commitment light, maybe 15 to 30 minutes total. And then in every tip or every step that you would share with your audience, it should be something that's small, something that's doable, and it's a step that builds directly on what they did yesterday. And we are doing this because we want them to make sense of all the information for everything to come together so that at the end of the challenge, they'd be able to apply everything that they have learned from you. And to help you implement this principle further, I'd like to use a simple three-part daily rhythm. That is teach, do, and share. Teach means keeping the lesson short and direct, maybe 5 minutes per lesson or per daily activity. Do would mean giving them one concrete action step for today. And share means giving them a clear prompt to post their proof inside the group. This final step of posting about their work is where the magic actually happens. When someone shares their day 3 progress publicly, for example, they're actually quietly announcing their commitment to seeing all of this through the end of the program. All right. That wraps up part 1 of this guide. Next week, we'll drop part 2, where we'll dive deeper into keeping your audience engaged. This would include practical tips for building accountability, as well as strategic pricing models to make your challenge profitable. If you have questions about how Wisdome can actually help you host your challenge and help your students achieve a specific goal, feel free to request for a personalized demo. I will add the link in the description area. You may also join our walkthrough, which happens every second Tuesday of the month, so we can answer all of your questions and show you how to set up your content inside Wisdom. Thank you again for your time. Don't miss part 2 next week. You have a great day.